the hell's been going on in there?
Don't shoot.
Following our first lead and we get ourselves caught in a laser net. All in a day's work, right?
Smart Alex had a point, but I wasn't going to let him have the satisfaction of knowing so. There was one good thing about spending hours stuck in a laser net. You've got time to think. Who is this guy? Who killed him? And what kind of surveillance was he doing right across from my apartment? And what's in the metal canister? Have 7 years really passed without me remembering it? Is it related to my head injury or the injection mark on my arm?
He dead?
Well, I think you missed a hell of a party.
Party?
Yeah, you're here in time for the laser show.
I wouldn't do that. I was here to meet Carlos Maldonado. Is that you? Or him?
Look, I just stumbled onto this little nightmare, and I need to find out who this guy was and what he was doing. I'm a PI, and I assume this guy is Maldonado. My name's Murphy. Who are you?
Mason said Maldonado was a PI. Were you working with Mason too?
I'll be honest. I don't know if I was working for Mason or not. Actually, I'm having severe memory problems here, so anything you can tell me about Maldonado or Mason or what's in the cryo chamber here would be greatly appreciated.
I think I set off an alarm when I came in here. I don't usually do this kind of thing. I was just trying to help Mason. He said, come in here, find the PI, get the cryo chamber, and keep it safe.
Hey, I found that first.
Slow learner. You have to find Mason. I think he's in big trouble with bad people. I don't know why. He's a neurologist, for God's sake. But you have to promise me that if I let you go, you won't come after me, you'll find Mason.
Oh, I promise. My fingers are so frozen I can't cross them.
If your memory problems are part of all this, Mason is the only one who can help you. So you need to find him and bring him back safe just as much as I do. I'll be in contact soon.
Man, those cops are getting close, but I don't want to leave this place without a clue. I better hurry up and find something before they get here. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Yeah, tough break, hombre. Tough break, hombre. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Must be the poor guy's wallet. This equipment is surveying several different locations, including my office. Someone knows what I've been up to. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and smugglers during Prohibition. There were hidden panels in rooms where they'd hide their stash. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore.
Strictly speaking, I would never encourage anyone to break the law, but those sirens are getting awfully close, and a life sentence for a machine can last a very long time. So move!
As I try to make my great escape down the ladder, I find two officials waiting to greet me.
Hello, boys.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy, what were you doing in there?
Well, it's a little hard to Oh, you know the drill.
I was really trying to get my hands on that surveillance equipment. Maybe I could see exactly what happened to me. Now the only way I'll find it is if New San Francisco's finest decides to play ball with me. I don't know why they'd start now, but I'd better polish up on the old Murphy charm.
Whether you're a mutant or a norm, San Francisco is our home. Be a part of the solution to crime. If you see something suspicious, please report it to the SFPD immediately.
Make it quick, Murphy. I got about 1 million things to do. And wasting time on you ain't one of them.
Didn't take you long to get in trouble, did it? You here to turn yourself in?
Well, first of all, no. And second of all, Danwich, you know me. You didn't have to send your goons down to get me. If you wanted me to come down, just ask me.
I'm surprised you remember me.
Danwich? Are you kidding me? Rhymes with manwich? And manwiches are unbelievably delicious.
In case you didn't get the memo, I head up the department now. And things aren't as loosey-goosey as they were under Malden.
Yeah, you seem like a man who likes his goosies tight. So why is it you think I came down here to turn myself in?
Well, we just found you at a crime scene with a dead body. That dead body happens to be Carlos Maldonado, a PI working the same neighborhood as you. Is that your way of intimidating the competition?
Well, lucky for me and Carlos, there's enough crime on Chandler Avenue to go around for 2 PIs. You boys do such a bang-up job down there.
Not true. Since I took over, mutant neighborhoods get the same attention as the norms.
Well, I'll be sure to tell Carlos's mother, if he had one.
I was just reviewing your file when you came in.
Is that a lot? Because it looks like a lot.
August 2047, Beacon, NSFPD informant. Beaten and hospitalized after providing information about Tex Murphy. Nariz refuses to identify his assailant. No charges ever filed. November 2048. Surveillance video shows Suspected extortionist Jen Lee leaving the Golden Pagoda with Tex Murphy, never to be seen again. The case remains unsolved. Shall I go on? In the past few years, you've gained quite a reputation for yourself. You've got New San Francisco's criminal underbelly running scared.
You're a cop. Isn't that the way you like your criminal underbellies?
We arrest criminals so they can be tried in a court of law. We don't just kill them, and I won't tolerate vigilantism. If you didn't kill Maldonado, what were you doing then?
I was awoken by gunshots. I was just trying to find out what was happening. I followed the trail and saw that Maldonado had surveillance equipment aimed at my office. I want to find out what he recorded.
Who cares what he recorded? If you're such an upstanding citizen, you've got nothing to hide, right?
Look, I got jumped last night. I've got no idea who did it. I think there might be something on the surveillance tape, and if you can tell me what happened, I think I can help you on this case. Deal?
I rarely make deals, and I don't need to make one with our only person of interest. Any more questions? I have no evidence of an abduction, just a dead body and only one person of interest. It might be in your best interest if you could find out what happened. I'm not allowed to let you see it. I'm not sure what to think of you, Murphy. As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead. I know Maldonado was a dirtbag, but unless it's in self-defense, killing somebody, even a dirtbag, is a crime and will be prosecuted. She's an investigative reporter at the Bay City Mirror, one of the less obnoxious ones. That whole neighborhood seems to attract more than its fair share of trouble.
That encrypted memory stick probably has some useful information on it.
Oh, great advice. If you could help me break it, then I'd be impressed. Guess I'll have to see if anyone else on the street can break it for me. I'll need to find a computer whiz to break the encryption on this memory stick. Nice to meet you, Maldonado. The police have been here and set up a SFOPAD security system. What the hell is that?
That's a SFOPAD, protecting the universe from imperfect life forms since 1967. It's like a mall cop with a 5,000 meter volt taser without a moral code. Be careful, Tex. I could get hurt.
Nothing but destroyed homes and buildings for blocks in all directions. But each year, something menacing grows up through the decay. Rumor is Zach Williams, owner of the electronics shop, is tied to organized crime. Well, we've had our problems in the past. For example, the last time I was here, he shot my credit card into 1,000,000 pieces. I'm hoping he's in a little better humor today and doesn't blow my brains out, or even worse.
Okay, I don't want any trouble.
Well, fine. How much money do I owe you this time?
Why do you keep hassling me about that? That was years ago. I paid back all those interest charges. Plus interest.
You did, huh? Did the Better Business Bureau send the SWAT team in?
Everyone knows what happens to people who get on your bad side. Only one reason you ever come in here, and it ain't to buy anything. You know all our stuff is junk.
Do I ever? I mean, almost no inventory, you're hardly ever open. Even I could run a business better than this.
Why you busting my chops? You know what kind of business we're running here.
I just want to know what's going on upstairs.
Look, the guys upstairs don't want any trouble either. They said you can have whatever you want at cost. You can even put it on credit. Then I'll just tear up the bill.
No, I'm talking about literally upstairs. Upstairs.
Look, I know how much you hated Maldonado, and I probably shouldn't have let him use the second floor. But he was paying cash, and he kept a low profile. So I thought it was all good. I didn't know what he was doing up there, and I didn't want to know.
Well, let's see what kind of useful information I can get out of you before I try jogging your memory.
I saw him bring in some cameras, so he must have been recording the surveillance. But whatever he had got confiscated by the cops. Sure, Maldonado was a creep, but his money spent just the same. He said he needed to do a stakeout of the Ritz. Didn't mention any specific names. Didn't sound like a big deal, and he was offering a good chunk of change. I do love Louie's cooking. Just don't ask what's in it and you'll be fine. You live there, so I'm not going to say a thing about it. I think he's the one who came by to check in on Maldonado. Must have been a client. Don't know anything else about him. Look, I told the cops I wasn't here, which is technically true. I just parked out back when I heard the gunshots, so I just started the engine right back up and got the hell out. All I know is you ain't the same guy that came slinking in here 7 years ago. You the man, okay? We good? I sell items to customers, not purchase them. Sorry to hear about that. Is that what turned you into Mr. Badass? Let's just leave me out of this, okay? That place opened up a couple of months ago. Doesn't look like my kind of joint.
Three Cards at Midnight isn't open right now. I'll have to try back later. It's a Three Cards to Midnight shop. Nice ladder. Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold, but if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
If you try and hug me, I swear, I'll scream like a little girl.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
Now that's the Rook I know. For a minute, I thought you'd started carrying a song in your heart.
It's temporary, though, right? A side effect? Please tell me you'll be changing back.
Come on, I wasn't that bad. Was I?
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Oh, I get it. All of a sudden, I get some dough, and suddenly we're best friends. So how'd it come up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? If I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
Okay, I'll cut the chit-chat. Just tell me where I come up with all this cash.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
I'm having a few rough days here, Rook, and all I'm trying to do is get my memory back. I could use a little help.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions, but this is not for old time's sake. You became a sullen, short-tempered bully, and I miss that desperately. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person, darker, more dangerous. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you. I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened. I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit. Maldonado? He puts the PI in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. What is that? Next question. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. I was hoping they would tear that flop house down, and they would have too if it weren't for that meddling Clint. Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious. Louie's niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery. A prince among men makes me wish I could still eat solid food. I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type. That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut.
Now that Rook's is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too. Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out.
10 seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled.
Or was it my front? It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
I've got anti-hydrogen pods on board, and I've got to get us as far away from Earth as possible.
Pods?
Pods. Anti-hydrogen pods.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system. Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful. Well, it's not a Banksy. Why would a little gremlin like Rook have a basketball hoop? That's Rook's pawn shop. I didn't know there was that much polyester left in the world.
message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting.
This message is for Mr. Tex Murphy. Storm clouds are brewing. Are you with White Russians or against us? A White Guard member is close. Prove your loyalty and we will reveal the truth.
What the heck was that? There must be another Tex Murphy in the phone book. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean. Someday, I hope to collect all of the Mike and Ike Hammer comics and place them here. The government footrest. Picked it up at a government warehouse sale years back, but I've never had the nerve to open it all the way. Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her. Some familiar names on the Chandler Avenue sex offender list. Yep, that's the Snow White warehouse. Looks like an interesting read. It's a hook.
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse.
As I made it perfectly clear, your status as a paying customer earns you a modicum of goodwill. I suggest you use it judiciously.
Sorry, you lost me at modicum. Look, answer a few questions for me and I won't kick your butt when I get my memory back.
What is that?
Hey, what can I do for you, Murph? You wouldn't remember him. He moved into the neighborhood a few years back. Not a pleasant man. I'll leave it at that. So that so-and-so was spying on you. You and I wasn't real close, so I couldn't say why he'd been doing that. I'm no good with that computer stuff, but that little fella at the barbecue joint is a whiz. I'll bet he could get you taken care of. Haven't had another food joint on the street since Francesca ran the Slice of Heaven. I thought it might cut into my business some, but not so far. Maybe we just don't have a lot of barbecue eaters around here. Yeah, same old ornery cuss he ever was. Don't bother me none. I guess I'm just used to it. Zach don't come in here a whole lot. I guess he don't like my food much. That Holly is a real spitfire. I don't know how I feel about the whole holograms of people too thing, but yeah, why not? I can't really talk about that. If she died the way the cops said she did, burned inside your speeder, it's just too much to think about. I keep a little hope that maybe she ain't dead at all. Or at least that maybe she died in a more peaceful way.
As I step into Inspector Burns' barbecue, I think I'm having a stroke. But no, burning toast is their special today. Behind the counter is the kid who Louis referred me to as the computer whiz.
When you come to my house, come down behind the jail. I got a sign on my door, barbecue for sale. I'm talking about my barbecue.
Welcome to Inspector Burns' Barbecue. My name is Mojo. Special today is chili con carnage. It'll destroy your hunger as well as your taste buds. Order when you're ready.
A hammy vice, a ham, cheese, and habanero corn dog, deep fried and wrapped in bacon. Does that come with a free colonoscopy?
Hey, you're Tex Murphy.
And you're Mojo. What a shagadelic name, baby, yeah!
My real name is Mordecai Josephus.
Are you serious? Well, that's my real name, too.
No way!
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. It's actually Tiberius, James Tiberius. Then my mom, she starts calling me Tibby, and, well, I had to come up with something that I could live with.
The ultimate Tex Murphy trivia. You just made my day. Look, I don't mean to geek out on you here, but you're Tex Murphy. Badass private eye. Man out of time. Always quick with a joke or his fist. What are you doing in a dump like this?
Getting harassed by a junior fireman?
Nice. Classic Tex Murphy.
I'll tell you what. You buy me lunch, we'll call it even.
Oh, you don't want to eat here. The food really will burn your face off. Inspector Burns is a bitter, bitter man. So, what are you working on? Wait, let me guess. Some kind of case just dropped in your lap. Seems like a small-time job, but there are tons of loose ends leading in all kinds of directions, and you are blindly getting nowhere.
Well, yeah, that is kind of what's happening.
Oh, I could help you.
Well, I could use a good caterer.
You are killing me. Look, Mr. Murphy, you fancy yourself as sort of a timeless classic, a PI archetype for the ages. You know your way around the crime scene, but it's no secret that you're not so good with high-tech gadgets. That's where I come in.
Fine. I have a fax machine, for God's sake, and I barely know how to use that.
Whatever I can do, just let me know. Sure, I can decrypt a memory stick, no problem. It may take a while, at least a day. You think Maldonado was spying on you? Not surprising. He's the guy you hired to take photos of your cheating wife. You're the guy they hired to beat the crap out of the guy you catch with your wife. I just can't believe I got a chance to meet my idol. Like Inspector Burns says, it all tastes the same when your tongue's charred. Comes in here all the time to eat, just so he can complain. He says he likes barbecue, so I'm not sure why he eats here. Sometimes I spend hours just thinking about what kind of baby she and I would have together. Inspector Burns has tried to torch the Bruin stew at least twice. Me and Archie are buds. Chelsea Bando. The Nora to your Nick. I wish I could have met her. Sorry you lost her, but man, did you ever get an attitude. So glad Archie opened up his shop here. He's like a god at all this conspiracy stuff.
Another item on my to-do list today is checking out Maldonado's regular office that's on the street. Sounds like there's something scary in the sewers. The police have been here and set up a SFOPAD security system. It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification. Nice to meet you, Maldonado.
Well, that was sooner than I expected. Next time, try destroying the SFO pad before entering Maldonado's office. There was something creepy in there. These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent. I get the funniest feeling that some creep is staring at me. This door's just painted on. Ah, yes. Llama Claus would bring packs of cigarettes to all the good children around the world.